Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hollywood Sports, guys. We're going to do some live streaming. Well, MLB The Show is going to do some live streaming, guys, and I'm recording it for you. I hope you appreciate the information. They're getting ready to start, guys, at 11 a.m. this morning. As you can see, there's 15 seconds left on the clock, guys. It's almost ready for the first pitch. And I guess they're going to be talking about graphical improvements, guys. Graphics improvements. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. Let's go.
Hey, what's happening, guys? We are back. Welcome to the first of our super mega awesome crazy long live stream. This is the first of 3. This is the graphics live stream. Sitting to my left is art lead Paul Haney, and to my double left is senior lead graphics programmer Patrick Hager.
What's up, Ramon?
So today we're going to talk about all things graphics for this first hour. But before we do, the sweepstakes, which we do every Thursday, is still happening. We'll give out the keyword at 2:50 p.m. and we'll run the sweepstakes at 3.
There you go, guys. Graphical improvements.
We're doubling the prizes. So yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome. So we're going to talk about lighting, faces, grass tech, new head rig. We're going to look at one of the new classic stadiums. And we're going to go into detail to the player model improvement. So this is going to be a real nerdy stream. We like nerdy things, very in-depth and detailed. So let's get started. We have a video we want to show you. Paul, can you tell us what we're about to watch?
Yeah, this is a video, sort of a behind-the-scenes video of our new face rig and the capture performance system.
Wow. Look at that. Wow. Wow, look at that, man. That's real movement. No programming, real movement. Human movement. Amazing, amazing.
So apparently we can't talk over the video.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun.
Okay, so what you just saw was sort of a behind-the-scenes video of our face rig and the capture process, and how we mark up a actor, and that actor happened to be Eric Heim from the character team. And we get him in the mocap studio, and we use a head-mounted camera to record his facial expressions and how he talks and various other things. And then on the right side of that video was our rig. That was sort of an early version of our rig that's in the game now, that's being driven by that video performance.
And the fun thing about it this year, this took a long time to get into effect, is this new face rig that we're switching from joint-based animation to blend shape. So instead of just moving the parts of the face around, we're actually getting blend shapes, which is just bringing it up to...
Right.
Yeah. This is a 2-year process. This was when we started on MLB 16.
Right.
Yeah.
2-year process, couldn't put it in 16, and we finally were able to put it in MLB The Show 17. So that's one of those features where we talk about with 2- and 3-year processes.
Right, right. Yeah, we started in 16, wasn't quite ready for 16, so 17 was the year to get it in.
It's ready for prime time.
It's ready.
So you see better facial expressions, especially moving forward. We can capture a lot more performances that are more
The
lifelike.
detail, yeah, it's a lot better.
Guys, think about where video games have come from. For you guys that's old enough, man, think where video games have come from
compared to our old
to
system,
now.
we had about, I think it was about 45 bones total that
We can't take the
lasted pretty
effort and the
well
work
for
they're
the
putting
PS3,
into
but
this game for
PS4
granted,
we need to
guys.
bump it up.
Can't do it.
This is the year we're doing it.
You have to appreciate the work they're putting into this game.
Is the eye. So in last year's, we kind of had the same eye feature. The eyelid was the same for everybody, and it always bugged me. That's like the most defining part. I have folds of eyelid folds over my eyes.
Yeah.
The new blend shapes allows us to start customizing players to allow for some of those changes.
Yeah, being able to do that really makes a difference in getting the likeness of a player more accurate.
Right.
It's a big part of the face that people recognize.
Speaking of faces, we're going to take a look at Anthony Rizzo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was that last year's?
Yep, so we got
Wow,
last
look at
year
this, man.
On is that the left? Is that right? Because they were looking at different.
Yeah.
And then we have MLB The Show 17. Right? Y'all saw these a few weeks ago. So Let's talk about what we've updated graphically for the faces. Faces was one of the focal points this year because
Look at the markings under the eyes, guys. It's got some glare to it. It looks more
So
realistic.
what are we looking at here, Patrick?
Well, I mean, this is an old photo of 16 versus 17. I would say just bring up the PS4.
Look at the hat.
But I mean, there's I don't know where to
Well,
start.
Look at the
facial
eyes. The
is,
eyes are a real
but,
big difference.
The eyes are just the shape of the eyes is much improved.
Let's switch to the game.
The big change is the skin.
Look at that.
Last year, like our eyes were pretty close to the shape of a real eye. This year, they are much closer to a real sort of spherical eye. The reflections with the new shader stuff Patrick's done are a lot better. The skin reflections are a lot better. The subsurface scattering is improved. It's all a big bump in quality.
Right.
Big bumps in quality.
The other thing is, so the eye tracking, if you look at the eyelids and how they follow the eyeball when he looks around, that stuff's improved because it's all blend shape based as well. But yeah, the eyeball is now perfect and round and.
Man, they improved every aspect of this game. Not just graphically, not just player movement, player likeness, everything. They take the whole game to a different level every year. They just don't add something. They work on the total game.
I guess.
Pedro.
Every mode.
I shouldn't be saying the name.
Think about that.
Let's take his glasses off, though.
It's almost like they're starting over every single year. They just don't add or improve. They work on the whole game, guys.
For that thing,
There we go.
Look at that.
Pedro.
Look at that batting helmet. Look at that, man.
Yeah, it's pretty, right?
It's pretty.
So hard talking to nobody else. I can't tell.
Who else? Anybody else want to look at?
Minori Kawasaki is on there.
What team is he on?
Dodgers.
Dodgers.
I think that says Dodgers right there.
Well, that's for
LED.
Clayton.
Oh no, sorry, it's not.
It's not Dodgers.
Uh,
What team does he
Cubs.
play for?
I think Cubs. I think
Plays
it's
for the
under
Cubs?
Right, you have Cubs here, Strope, and
Not good.
this guy.
No, you're on Phillies.
He's on the Phillies? Or he's on the Cubs?
No,
You're on the.
I'm on the Phillies.
I would just start looking at heads that you like in here. Just bring them up and.
Well, I want to find the guy that you mentioned. Does anybody know what position he plays? He's at the bottom? Wait, oh, is he a pitcher? Come on, somebody in chat, help us out. What position does he play? Because I have no idea who this guy is. No help?
well, you can
Shortstop, all right, there we go.
Go, there he is.
Up to.
Up to.
There we go, all right.
Oh, he's a minor leaguer.
I'm going to love edit player this year, man. I'm going to edit some players. I'm going to add some stuff to them. This is going to be nice.
Seen those glasses.
Well, that's an old set of glasses, but
We were on the
the
remote.
originals.
All right. So the other thing, let's see, we're in the Cubs. How did that work? Okay, Cubs. Tell me if I can't go into some of these names.
No, you're fine there.
Anthony Rizzo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we just looked at when we started on Rizzo. Can't, nope.
So the specular response is going to be much more fun in the skin shaders. The hair shading is improved. We'll get into that. Let's see.
Skin tone.
Yeah.
Oh,
So why don't we
body size.
why don't we go over to body sliders really
Body
quick
sliders?
so we can show those off. So
Create the player, here we come.
sorry if this feels disorganized. It's hard to figure out what order to do things in.
Yeah.
So body type was always an issue for our game. We kind of had this similar feel to everything. So this year we were able to add the ability to change the length of the spine and the strength of the arms. So if we look at the spine length, you get a longer torso or a shorter torso, and that helps kind of define the character of the person.
And I'll max all these sliders
Yeah.
out so guys can see what happens.
Yeah.
It's something that's been on our list for a long time, and I think we, with the help of Phil,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
other graphics.
Butt slider, let's go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was Ramon's #1 thing right there.
Yep.
was
Yep.
Get some glutes in there.
So it's when you've got thousands and thousands of animations, you can't just change the bone lengths without really breaking everything. So Phil came up with a way of getting it to work around that system. And so we're getting a lot more variety and personality. They don't all feel like they're kind of the same.
My favorite is the shoulders and collarbones.
The shoulders are
Yeah.
Because
great.
that was probably the thing that people competed with.
All right, guys, we're back. We're back.
And then the sleeves are colliding with the biceps so they can. So
And
biceps.
then,
stand
this is
right.
all new.
Right.
We have an all new color palette for Creative Player.
Yes, finally.
Twitch is actually messing up on this.
The very, very top.
No
is
more
your
Twitch, no
brightest
more Twitch.
Saturated white tone, and then it becomes more and more saturated as you come down. And
So you're just going through head, going through randomizing.
that's a good one too, because it actually changes the head shape as well, which helps match the skin tones.
Right. That was another thing we did with the Create Players. The the actual shapes of the heads, sort of the presets, if you will. We redid all those based off of
Oh yeah, that's right.
realistic heads or people. And it did make a big change. It definitely improved the look of these generated guys quite a bit.
Whenever you go through the heads like that, it starts looking scary, like they're all monsters.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that where you go through like the real people and or even movie stars and they just start looking scarier and
Yeah.
scarier?
All right, and that is Creative Player.
Well,
so we have a
You want to go into hair?
going to hair.
Yeah.
All right. So we're not going to show all the hairs. We're going to do that during the road to the show stream, but I will show
Okay.
a few in the first. So we started from scratch with hair. We got rid of all of the old hairstyles, and we chose about 22 new hairstyles. I didn't get everything in this year that I wanted to get in. Like I couldn't do dreads. I really wanted to do dreads, but we'll do dreads next year. But I'm really satisfied with the new hairstyles that we were able to create for this year's
Yeah,
game.
the art team put together the character team put together a lot of different hairstyles and maps, and Tim Flair went in and edited a lot of alpha fade outs and really worked on the blending this year. That's one of the problems we had. We had two pipelines, one for the main players and one for the generated, and the generators suffered from some of these ill effects of the hair not blending was one of them. It just sat on top of the skin tone and it felt very unrealistic. So a lot of improvements. They're not as scary looking, and in fact I'm really enjoying them.
You know what I love about eyebrows? The unibrow.
And unibrow.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
The unibrow. And we still have all of the old sliders in here, so you can change. You can still go in here and you can edit everything just like you could. And get this guy some color on his lips. And change his John Chin, and we'll just randomize it so you can see the difference. And that is, show the ears.
Go into hair color too. So we've got a nice palette of hair colors here, so you can find it. If you go lower left, somewhere in there you'll find me. There you go.
Uh-oh, here we go. I'm on the spot. Let's, a little bit.
So we got grays and
lighter,
blondes and reds and in a very good palette. And you can get extreme, and lower right's pretty bright red. I was thinking of clamping it down, and then Tim said, hey, if they want super bright red.
You want super
yeah,
red? You can
then
do
they
super red.
Yeah.
bright red hair. And you also notice as you're rotating around, the lighting on the hair is much improved. And the reason for that is this whole new bent normal process that I worked on this year. So it figures out kind of the visibility of everything on the face and the hair included, and that let it.
Man, this stuff looks easy, but can you imagine the amount of programming it takes to do all this?
So really happy with how that turned out. And then that process now happens right
From a
now
development
with
standpoint?
created players. So some of the processes that we used to do only to the major leagues, we do offline and put them on the disc. Now we're doing them as we load in. And so we're able to apply them to the created guys as well. So again, people are spending a lot of time in Road to the Show, and we wanted to make those Road to the Show players look as good as our MLB players. So.
All right. So we have a really funny video to show you. This thing gave me nightmares.
Okay. Yeah, show the slide
Yeah.
first. We've got the crazy hair slide plus the screen cap of the video.
Crazy hair slide.
All right, so that's what happens when you have a bug.
Oh my God.
We've had several bugs throughout the year that create these effects. And
Wow.
that was a freaky one on the left.
Looks like something out of Resident Evil.
The hair can get stretched across the field. It can become
Programming, right? Programming.
lots of crazy things. The right one, play the video. We can't talk over the video, right?
Wow. Wolfman. That's Wolfman right there.
And I don't even remember what the bug was. It's just random. Like some compute phase was out of sync. And
I think it was some update with the rig that we did. We were,
Do y'all want that face in the game? We add that face in. That would be give us 50 faces.
All right, so there's a slide on bent normals. So when I was working on skin tone, I kept looking at our players, and they never looked right. And you can see on the left, in shadow under the cap in a daytime, he was still getting energy from the sky. And that's because we do, well, I won't get into that. So I'm not going to be as technical this time. So basically we were getting too much blue light hitting your face, and it shouldn't be because there's a cap there. So the bent normals technique removes that. It brings in the light from in front of the player, so he just has more natural feel. On the left, he's kind of ghoulish because he's getting this blue energy. He's sitting in the dugout, he shouldn't be getting it. And so the bent normals fixes that up.
Wow.
We have a third slide on that? I can't remember. Okay, this is last year's and this year's. And there's two issues going on. Last year, in this case, the skin tone was too dark, and it was creating these dark areas of lighting. But also, even if you brightened that, it would be blue-gray, and it just felt wrong. And so on the right, he's correctly going into shadow, and he's got more green light because he's standing on grass. So it really bugged me to see the heads in shadow in bright daylight. And so that was the genesis of the bent normals. And then it turns out they were really, really handy for the hair. So I'm going to borrow
Still trying to get a hit.
the main remote. Welcome to
Third
the-
time's a charm. There we
there you
go.
Nice.
All right. You need both of them?
Not yet. All right, so the point of this is just to show off a little bit, right?
Man, that looks so good.
should we turn off the,
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Hang on, I think I got those on a widget now.
yeah. Maybe not.
No. Do you know how to do that one?
No, you can't turn those off once you select the guy and replay in this mode.
Okay. Well, there you go. He's 3.75. Isn't that exciting?
And you can see some of the sweat, which is new this year. Around his
Yeah.
nose, you can see a few beads of sweat. You can really see the work that we've done on the eyes and the skin tone.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
like
can see a little bead of sweat on his eye black.
Yeah, it's really exciting. You can get in really close now to the eyes, and they hold up.
And he is reflecting the stadium. Is that right? That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's changed time of day. You can see it. He's got shadowing.
Wow, look at
some
that skin
shadows
tone. Look at the
reflection.
texture.
Does the sweat drip in the replay?
It does. It
animates?
moves forward
Yeah.
as you scroll through time.
This game is evolving,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
And people say this game can't get any better.
So, some changes to just specular energy and how it works, but the faces in general.
Yeah,
Just,
there's a good
We've heard too many people say this game can't get any better. It's already good.
well,
Come on,
specular
guys.
energy is
This game is getting
stuff
better
that
every year.
the material absorbs, and then there's the stuff that the light bounces off of. So if you ever look at a wall,
Look at that,
you
man.
see light bounce. I don't know if I should get technical, but
Sure, yeah, get technical.
as if you're
That
looking at
doesn't
an
look
object
real to
that's
y'all.
reflecting light, and as you glance along it, you'll see that reflection perfectly of the environment around it. That's the specular, and we can show what that looks like. This is
Yeah, I want us to get.
Boy, they put mustard all over this game, boy.
Technical,
They put some mustard on this game this year.
no, it'll be like yawn. I'm reloading shaders. Okay, so
There you go.
yeah, this is the specular component, which is a local reflection of where he's standing, and we use roughness, so it's either a perfect reflection or it's blurry to some degree, and that's varying across the face in different materials.
Look at the chain around the neck.
So let's see, if I end the replay, I think the sweat doesn't know that the replay ended, and so it'll sit there and stream. The metal looks very nice. Wow, what's going on here?
The game look worse than last year, right, guys? Right? Is that what they're saying?
There we go. So I guess if you tell him to stand still in replay, then he starts getting nervous.
Then you start seeing the beads of sweat. Can they see that on the stream? Yeah.
There it goes. There's one that just went down. Either
Amazing.
or-
Amazing.
Crying.
Yeah.
And they
Crying.
pool.
Looks so good. 3-1 lead.
They follow the
He's crying.
they follow the geometry of the face. Who can I look at in here? Right fielder.
Yeah, Jason Hayward has a really, really good face. His skin came out pretty good. And you can see beads of sweat going around his beard. Oh, there's one.
And he's really green right now because he's facing the ground. So he's getting a lot of grass bounced up at him.
This game has amazing detail
Any sporting
everywhere.
New Nike shades we have.
Yes, some of the new equipment.
Whoa. Exposure is crazy right there. All right.
Guys, look at that. Look at that. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm not used to this replay camera. When you get too close, it backs in.
If you take it off
Need
of
your other camera.
you want me to put on the other camera so you can get right up on them?
That's all right. One other thing, I'll point out while we're here. Yeah. There's a slide called exposure.
Exposure slide.
Let me see if I can set up a case here.
So what are we looking at?
Another thing that I was noticing is calculating exposure is one of the hardest things to do. A cameraman knows what he wants to focus on, and we kind of have to guess. And so we use like center balanced weighting, and we try to like figure out some things.
Real-time lighting,
What's
guys.
going on. This year we are putting up, you know, on a digital camera, when you do this, you'll see little squares show up on people's faces, and the camera's saying that those faces are important. We want to expose them nicely. So now we do that, and so it gives me more information to expose. And so on the left is with the effect turned off, and on the right is with it turned on. So it can make, when you're zoomed in close, it can make the exposure jumpy, but it's doing it for the express purpose of making the face look good. We can't look at him, right?
Yeah. We can look at him now. Or Anthony.
We'll come back over here. And so I have that on that menu.
Look at the chairs in the background, guys. That looks real. Look at the chairs.
Super late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
All the fun stuff goes in.
yeah,
Right?
like 2 weeks ago.
Look at the fence.
Like, okay, it was
10
a week
minutes
ago.
before the stream.
Yeah, yeah, this guy is so late.
Okay. So development build, it always is a little scary to use this one live. But now you can see this is our center weighted average function, and then it has these heads in there that says this guy's more important.
And those are the red dots that we're seeing, right?
Yeah. So an example would be if this camera's too hard to show. Don't show him. Oh, people will get bored in a second. Let's see. All right, so this is a good example. Normally we would be exposing to the scene back there, but because his face is right here, we're making that an important part of it. So turn that off.
He gets priority, I guess.
He gets priority. Right.
And that's last year, this year,
Yeah.
last year.
That's a really good example, actually. And I told John it felt like, was it when somebody pops up in your camera, they photobomb you? That's what it looks like. You know, we're exposing based on the dirt, and this guy's photobombing it. But with this thing now, it says, you know what, he's more important. If you go off, then yeah, we'll look at the dirt. But this guy, it's really important that we see him. And that's also going to really push and bump the lighting and make it look good, because without it, it just loses detail. But it'll blow out stuff around it. All right, so turn that off.
So should we show the body scaling turned off?
Sure.
Yeah.
You want to see the PBR on the shoes?
Oh yeah, PBR on the shoes first.
It's fun. We have gold. Look at that.
You can tell the metal spikes, they have PBR now. Shoes have PBR. I think a few people noticed.
Look
that,
at those cleats,
Some
man.
of our content that came out.
Come on, guys.
How the shoes start
Look at that feel
popping
texture.
more. That's because we now
Look
have
at the
PBR
chalk lines.
equipment. Which is what you're
Right.
seeing with the metal spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a new brand too as well, our New Balance brand that we got in
We
there.
have New
Show a
Balance,
couple
Adidas,
brands.
Some updated Nikes.
updated Nikes.
Wow. Wow.
She's probably got the most bang for the buck on the PBR stuff because they have metal and some pretty cool materials that the manufacturers are using now. Gloves got it a little bit. Batting gloves did too.
Those are fun.
What else?
Green.
Yeah.
If you guys were in charge of this production or in charge of the pricing, would you only charge $60 for this game, knowing how much work you put into this game, guys? Huh? Would you only charge $60? Think about that. How much would you charge for this game, knowing all the work and detail you put into this game?
This one? Now this is a camera.
You're in replay.
Oh, I'm in replay. Here we go.
Think about that. Would you think this game is more than $60?
Perfect.
They've been charging $60 for years, guys, and these games getting better and better and better.
Yeah, turn off. It's on
Where
there.
is that?
$59.99, right?
There's twos right there.
Since PlayStation 2 games, they've been charging $59.99.
This year's body types and turn them back on. So that's what he looked like last year. This is what he looks like with the body scale sliders.
It's the demise of the shoulder pad.
It takes more money to make a game nowadays, and they're still charging
Turn
$60.
back on and off a few times. And we'll look at a few more guys.
Actually, he's also an example of another body type thing.
Yeah, he's got the husky body
He's got the
type.
husky body type, yeah. So his jersey's not quite the fat one, and it's not quite the normal sort of average one. It's got a little extra weight.
Jack Ariel, I need you to get up off the ground. Wow. All right, and turn off mode on him. And we'll go and look at Hayward. And you can see his spine is elongating a little bit. He's getting his spine is going up. All right.
Chapman's another one.
Chapman.
Spine-wise, I don't know if we can,
He's on.
he's no longer on there.
Yeah, he's no longer there. All right, is that face exposure? We just did that. We did sweat, shaders, eyes, faces, PBR, shoes and gloves, grass tech. Let me zoom out.
We can swap in Ramsey too, unless Paul is.
John, you ready?
John, you ready? Well, thank you, Mr.
All right.
Paul
Yep.
Haney.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Check my fans.
So I'm gonna steal your camera.
Mm-hmm.
Does he need my mic? Do you have a mic?
Blah, 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 blah. We're going to show you all the PVR options at the end, not the PVR options, the PS4 Pro options at the end of the stream.
Yep.
Show you all the PS4 Pro options at the end of the graphics stream.
So, Grass Tech, we're always trying to improve it, and we will keep improving it. But we used to have a pattern layer that gave you the cross-hatching in the field. The stadium artist went through and added geometry for every one of those, and they dictated the mow direction so that you mow the lawn this way, you mow the lawn that way, you mow the lawn this way. And the concept is, as you are facing the mow pattern, it's darker, and as you move around it, it becomes brighter, and that's because the grass blades are bent towards you or they're bent away from you. So when they're bent towards you, you see a lot of shadow in the thatch, and when they're bent away, you're seeing the light reflect off. There's a really fun video of a groundskeeper in Boston that was showing off, and these people are passionate about it. So he was describing the effects.
PhD, soil management, Mississippi State, stand up.
So now we're able to take that information and change the lighting, so you can see the patterns are changing as you move around them. So it's a small thing, but it helps. I think it just makes it more realistic. John Ramsey, ladies and
John
gentlemen.
Ramsey and Patrick
Great to be
Hager.
back.
Patrick Hager is his name. John Ramsey.
And that's
John is
what we're
our
seeing as you're
stadium
moving around,
expert.
right?
He makes all this stuff come through.
Yeah, you can really see the patterns get darker when you came far out.
We can go into the night.
Night game.
Yeah. So, just a fun little touch.
It does add a lot of variation, though.
Yeah. I want to get, I really am going to write down, I want to add the ability to get the replay camera in the dugouts. How fun would that be? I shouldn't say things like that on a stream.
Probably not. Did you show your indirect lighting slide already?
Indirect lighting slide.
Class, before we go to Shea Stadium.
Is that
forgot
for the
what
time of
that
day
even
change?
means.
Well, I mean, one thing we did do a little bit more this year, we focused on the stadiums, is getting more accurate bounce lighting throughout the stadiums. And, you know, we do have some, we've done some work as well,
Oh, you want to
and
see
how that changes throughout the day because of all the different lighting conditions.
You know, Baltimore's a really good place to do that. It has really good indirect lighting in Baltimore. So if you want to...
Oh, okay, the slides up. Perfect. So what are we looking at here, Patrick?
You know, that's nothing new. It's just kind of a reminder of how fun indirect light is. This is a guy who's walking onto the field, and you can see on televisions, you can see this a lot more than on monitors, but he's getting this green and blue energy, and as he moves onto the field, he's getting more bounced energy from the dirt and the bright grass. So every time the players move 2 inches, they recalculate all their local lighting. There's that fun thing we showed last year. If you turn on the lighting ball.
Lighting balls.
I was actually watching on TV in the kitchen just the other day, pitcher on the pitcher's mound. And it was ridiculous how blue his pants were and how brown on the top and how brown they were on the bottom, even though he was wearing a white jersey. I mean, the lighting is...
Exactly.
So for people who
Very
probably
different
didn't
wherever
see
you're
last year's graphic stream, what are these white balls we're looking at?
So every player is building a little database of the light that's hitting it. So he's standing on the mound, he's getting a bunch of dirt straight up. This guy's standing over in the field.
And that's why we're seeing that brown tint.
Yeah, and so I can show you the roughness overriding. Let's see. So if that ball was made out of I don't know, like a clear coat sheen.
Yeah, you can see it in his hat too, and a uniform.
So that's the stuff he's reflecting at this point, and as we change that slider, it's going to become a more and more rough reflection until it's diffused out. And so, where's our? Can you scrub forward in time? So then he'll walk off the mound, actually. Ooh, let me grab this. Oh, just focus on our first base runner, because he's changing a lot. So there you can see it really well. The lighting that hits him has to account for the fact that we're standing in the middle of this dirt path, but we've got green to the left and green to the right. And if I change the time of day, which I think is what I'm most proud of in our game, is that we handle all these crazy conditions. Like, we don't just have a fixed lighting environment. We have to handle what happens when this part of the stadium goes into shadow, and the indirect lighting that John's talking about for the stadium in the dugout and on the brick wall. Those things start fading out with our time of day as well. And then each player has to account for that. So as he's running, he's getting closer and closer to a lit area. He's getting brighter and brighter. He's kind of in, there he goes, yeah. Toggle white decal. We shouldn't get too into this. There you go. So that's lit. That's no texture. That's just the lighting information. And then if he was glossy, like that.
It's more pronounced that way now.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing in the stadium. If we look at the...
Boy, they breaking it down, man. They breaking it down right now.
Is this fun or boring?
We born? We born, everybody? Shafe? No, we're not.
Making people dizzy yet?
This looks like almost like a black and white game.
They want all this in the game.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
So here you can see, hopefully you can see, actually this is not a good example because the light usually isn't there. Yeah, Ultima's
You know, they didn't say hardly anybody going to see the dugout, so we won't put that much work in the dugout. Come on, guys. They put work into
Let me
everything.
turn all this crap back off.
Go into Shay.
Yes. I'll do that. I think you're in.
Exit.
No, nobody really cares about the dugout. We don't need to worry about the
And
dugout. No, they took care of
one
everything.
the 4 new classic stadiums that came over to PS4. Shay. Why do we choose Shay? Shay looks really good. The lighting in Shay is real. I think it's probably one of the better looking stadiums.
It is now 11:39
Yeah, I think
Pacific
it's,
Standard Time,
one
guys.
of my favorite stadiums this year. It's a new stadium. You know, we've got our team of artists. You know, they're always constantly working on improving our existing stadiums, and then I think we're up to 80 stadiums in the game now with the new stadiums that we've added. So they actually manage a lot of different stadiums, and so Shay, for me in particular, stands out.
There's some different teams.
Oh, different teams?
Yeah. It doesn't matter who they are.
Hit the square button.
Oh, I guess I can do
You can change them too.
Toronto, Mets, and then
And SunTrust Park is in the game. We just will not be showing it. You will see it from the Atlanta Braves and the MLB probably in the next week or two.
7. All right.
There's a lot of stadiums that these guys have to deal with.
80 stadiums.
How many artists do we have for the stadiums?
7 or 8. Yeah, we don't.
Not a lot. So how
Yeah.
many stadiums?
Keeps them
How many
busy.
stadiums do they have a piece?
Well, that'd probably be 10 apiece that they're working with.
Then we have all the geo tagging for the day and night cycles. Oh man! And then they had to create all the environments for Road to the Show, which y'all will see later on, the second part of the stream. Well, the second stream, which will be Road to the Show.
Oh, none of that has been shown yet.
The schedule. Oh yeah. We're coming to the end of the graphic stream, and then we're going to take a break. We'll probably let the game play, but we'll end the stream so it archives, and then we'll come back at 2 p.m. Or maybe we'll play some of the Dev Tourney games in between, and then we'll start the Road to the Show stream. We'll finish that, take another
Nighttime?
quick break, and then we'll finish off the Dev Tourney,
Turn off the ball.
show some legends, which we'll do at
Yeah,
this
it should be at
stream,
7 p.m.
and some other things.
That's 7.
So do 9 or 8 then. I want like a nice dusk.
Hmm.
What? One more? All right, we'll get it so we can move around here in a second and get a better look at the stadium. since I'm an environment guy, you guys.
I'm excited about the throwing mechanics, guys. The new throwing engine. That's what I'm
No, I'm
excited
gonna
about.
steal this. Look at this guy.
Hey, can I see that for a minute? All right. Oh wait, I gotta stop all this jazz.
I'll put you in the replay here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's like,
You got to step off the mound.
yeah. Yeah, graphics programmers, you're looking at how much we play the game. We hit a ball, and
And that's it. Like,
and I've got the widget set that every hit's a strike, or every hit's perfect, and every throw's a strike.
So yeah, so this is new for this year. It is a
there you go.
very good rendition of the old Shea Stadium, including the old Apple. I mean, if you just look on the materials on this, like one thing we did last year is we went over to PBR, which is the physically based rendering, which just allows us to create a lot more realistic looking materials. So metals look like metals, plastics look like plastics, painted surfaces look like they're painted surfaces. And you can just see that everywhere in the
I like the
stadium.
pole up there. It's nice.
Yeah, the poles have a lot
Amazing.
of detail to it. I mean, just a very convincing, everything in this stadium. I don't see anything that stands out, and this is just a very well balanced stadium. All the padded walls.
Go over and show that metal.
Oh, that
yeah,
looks
this is-
great. I haven't even seen this yet. That looks fantastic.
I see this particular thing, and it makes me want to work on like a FPS or something.
Well, we'll have a mini game where you can climb up in there.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun.
No, I work baseball.
Throw balls off of it.
But just to it's like all the surfaces and things we work with are like clean, and this is one of the things that actually shows some weathering to it. So
We've been doing baseball for 14 years. Huh?
See, that's why Creative Stadium needs to be fast tracked. God dang it! So
Did not
we
just
can
say those
add
words.
stuff like that. Yes, I
Oh
did.
my God.
I want
Like
Creative
with the
Stadium
bullpen.
just as bad as y'all do.
Creative Stadium?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
would-
Creative Stadium.
I would love to work on Creative Stadium.
Cut. Sean, let's go to your plan.
Cut's not listening to this.
We had a meeting.
We're gonna be in pre-production for MLB 18 in like a month.
It's the 4-year plan.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's busting in.
He busted
to
in.
make it
What's that?
happen.
Is that tips? Oh, it is tips.
Let's see if we go into the dugout. I haven't looked at the dugouts.
I can also try looking at
Stadium tour, I guess. This is stadium tour.
Fantastic.
Yeah, if you want to go.
Oh man, it looks great.
Amazing.
So on the back wall, you should maybe see some bounced energy. Up
Amazing.
Signs and stuff. Baltimore has a really good, just this shadow that moves perfectly across the back wall, and you can see that.
Guys, let me know in the comment section, how much would you charge for this game if it was your choice? What would you charge for this
One of the
game?
hardest stadiums for us to do on the PS2 because of how big it was.
Yeah.
It had like the most crowd. It had all more chair colors, more variation of crowd.
Can you go up to the foul?
The foul pole.
Yeah, that shows off PBR really well. That foul pole.
Look at that, man. Look at that detail.
So, but everything in the stadium just looks really good. Lighting, very well balanced.
Rendered nice.
Something we talked about last year.
Look at
is
this
so
stadium,
true,
guys.
is
Look
the
at those
stadiums
levels.
Have their correct latitude, longitude, and rotation, so that
Look at that crowd, man. Come on, man.
Going to be accurate to the day, so you can go on the
And that's a still
TV and
picture.
See a game played in August, and you should see the same shadow lines in the game.
And that's also something that makes our game really difficult. Is we have 80 stadiums.
Yeah,
and
hold your
they're
camera.
not all domes.
So there's
So 4 day and night cycles.
June, July. Does that still work?
It's not.
Oh, it doesn't.
Look at the
update.
players on the side of the stadium right there to the right.
October, you just have to click multiple buttons. So in October, it's already.
You picture the action figures on the side of the wall there. Come on, man.
Angle of that will change too.
Exact replica of that stadium.
What else? Anything else you remember that you'd like to take a look at?
I think we've shown how good this stadium really looks, and all the stadiums.
MLB
especially,
Network logos.
Yeah, the artists just continue to refine and add. I mean, last year we threw together a lot. The yearly cycle release is really tough, because you add tech, but then you have the R&D, and then you have to build your production. Then you have 80 stadiums, and not really a year. It's more like 10 months.
That 10-month cycle.
You have test, and it's 8 months, and
Show
it just
his
gets smaller and smaller.
the catcher's gear.
And people say they can't get into baseball, man. There's so
Wait.
much to enjoy.
Messing
Just
with
the
me.
view alone.
That's not
Got him.
fair. I'm too trusting.
Just
We
the
talked about
atmosphere
HDR.
of baseball is exciting.
Right, right?
People say the game is
You
too
can go, 'cause,
slow.
there's nothing we can do.
So we're doing PS4 Pro.
Unless you got anything else on the stadiums.
No, I'm
All right,
ready
so
if you want.
Bring up the PlayStation 4 Pro slide. Here are your options if you have a PlayStation 4 Pro. So Patrick,
Wow.
let's talk to the people.
Okay. Well, so first of all, even if you don't have a PlayStation Pro, if you've just got the original PS4, you can turn on HDR mode, and I love it. And if you've got an HDR television, like once you do it for a while, you go back, things just feel wrong. It expands the color palette, so things will feel clipped when you go back. And depending on your television, it will give you more range in how bright the thing can be. So on standard definition, can I borrow this?
Can we go back to the game real quick?
Let me find an example.
Y'all see that 4K up there?
Okay, yeah.
Visual mode, it says 4K.
Sky and
All right. Having to come up with a strange example, but okay. Up in the corner, you can see the dirt's blowing out. Maybe if I come down here. Where's my dugout?
look at the dirt.
Am I making
maybe
people
the
sick
sky.
You know, when they zoom in on things, it doesn't blur or anything.
So in this scene right here, we're focused on this guy in the foreground. The sky.
You can get in close and it never blurs.
Is pretty much a yellow nightmare.
The grass.
Okay, so in high dynamic range, depending on your television's ability, you'll see the sky, but the sky will just be super bright. You'll see the dirt, but the dirt will be bright. So the range of that is, if you go back to the slide, I have a thing called HDR intensity, and this is all new for us. So we're all kind of trying to figure out how to do this. It actually starts at 0.
But is that what the game starts?
Yeah, the game, it should default to 0 all the way to the left, and that's kind of the initial starting point. You look at the game, it should look great. As you push that forward, it's going to make it brighter and brighter until things are going to start blowing out, even on your high dynamic range TV. So if you've got a 1,000 nit TV, feel free to slam that thing up almost to the top. If you've got a 300 nit TV, keep it down low. Just adjust it till you like it. I mean, it's going to give you different effects. HDR in general is really
This is going to make the
crazy. You have
videos look better
enable
when
it
you
on the PS4.
upload your videos. You can
to
actually
the
get your
heat set
contrast
on.
and
If you plug into an HDR
everything
television,
right,
I
the
believe it's
color,
just automatic.
by
It
adjusting the
doesn't switch
HDR.
automatic. Then televisions, oftentimes the main port is not HDMI 2.2. It's the second port. So check
Visual
and see
mode,
on your television. So you might
intensity.
plug it in and go, nothing's recognizing it. Try the second port. A lot of TVs are doing that. Another thing is some
enhanced
TVs, you go
visuals,
into
high frame
settings,
rate.
and you enable it on a per port basis. So, I have to turn it on for this port. And then the last thing you might see is if you've got a 4K HDR, you go into 4K mode and it bumps you back to 1080. And that is because the TV is saying it doesn't support the enhanced HDMI 2.2. And that's actually might be an option in your TV. So at first you might think it doesn't support 4K HDR. It might. Go look into TV's options, because I ran into that with my TV. I was like, wow, that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't it not support it? And then I found it, turned it on, and hey, look, it works.
All right, and
that's
a school
HDR.
lesson on HDR. So we have 3 other options,
Yeah.
which are called visual mode.
For
that people
Pro,
can
for
choose.
PS4 Pro. So
PS4
that everything I just said, except for the 4K, applies to
Works
every
with PlayStation
model.
if you have a 4K TV.
Yeah. So Pro, we have 3 options. We have the high frame rate, which just means it's 1080p buffers. We're just trying to push as much frame rate as we can. So you're going to feel the game be more responsive. It's my favorite. I like HDR 1080 because I don't know if the 4K doesn't bounce as much for me, and I'm kind of a frame rate person. So
I like 4K. It's beautiful.
4K is beautiful. That's true.
So
The
4K
crowds
is
are
an
amazing.
option.
4K is an option, and we're going to use pure 4K buffers, and that's when you want to have your big screen and show off, because the edges of everything is just crisp and gorgeous, and it's going to run slower. Then we put in the middle ground, which is the enhanced visuals. So that's 1440, and it's gonna run the same frame rate as a base PS4, but boost the resolution. So that's probably a good go-to.
And those are your PlayStation 4 Pro and PlayStation 4 4K TV options. All right, they're happy? We finally talked about that. Everybody happy?
Yeah, there was a lot of comments about 4K not being in there.
All right, well, that is it for the graphic stream. But don't leave yet, because we still got to do Legends Revealed and a few other things before we end this stream. So thank you, Paul Haney, John Ramsey, Patrick Hager.
Yep.
Thank you so much. We're going to let these guys go. We'll be right back.
Have fun.
Bye-bye.
I guess it's time to get me a PS4 Pro. Oh, yep, there's your Legends guy. Can't remember his name, though.
Still on the development though?
I'll come get you so we can switch it off. We're back? Are we back? Hello, we're back.
We're back.
The couch has changed. We got Stephen Haas joining us. Stephen, what we're going to talk about right now?
All right, well, we've been revealing legends and some flashbacks along the way during all these Twitch streams leading up to MLB The Show 17. We got our lights out, and we got more to talk about. Today, we're going to reveal the last 3 legends that we're going to show you before the game comes out. But Ramon, if you do some math, we haven't been showing 30 new legends that we promised.
We haven't. We haven't.
By the end of today, we're only going to show about half of those, really, total. So that means we're going to have surprises throughout the whole year, big names along the way, too. Guarantee it. So, but before we do, we are going to show you a few more today and some flashbacks because we promised those. So go ahead, let's see our first legend. This is a new legend to MLB The Show 17, and it's Buddy Bell.
Buddy Bell, 69.
69 overall. You may
Rookie.
say, why would we put a 69 overall card in the game? Well, this year, like we've talked about, we are doing year by year for legends, so that even means they're not so great rookie years. And there are better days ahead for Buddy Bell, but we chose Buddy Bell because he's actually a really interesting card when we look at the attributes. A 69 overall common with 98 vision. Buddy Bell was defined really a lot of his career by having a great eye. Drew more walks than strikeouts a lot of his career, and there were better days ahead for Buddy, especially when he moved over to Texas later in his career, so you know you'll see some better legend cards. So he's our first legend we want to show off today with the new 3.
His fielding stats are savage.
Yep, his fielding stats are savage. And 255 average, his rookie year, not so great. Low contact, really low power, but yeah, not bad. Really interesting card. Huge PCI at the plate, though, when you're using
it. Could be useful in an event or something.
Right. If we would have, let's just say, a common or bronze, common and bronze kind of combined event, he's an interesting card. He's an interesting card. Definitely. All right. And then we also promised to show a few new flashbacks. So let's show you the next flashback that you haven't seen before.
Woo! Let's go. Locane.
All-star Locane, Lorenzo Cain, Royals center fielder. Buddy Bell was also center fielder in his rookie year. This is his 15 All-Star card, all right? So he finished 3rd in MVP voting that year, Ramon. I mean, he had an amazing year. So he gets a diamond card, 92 overall. Let's take a look at his attributes. He had a 300 average, 16 home runs, 28 stolen bases, and that translates to some really nice spikes across the board. Much better against lefties. He's a right-handed batter. But look at the defense. 93 fielding, 97 reaction, and some really good speed.
Awesome card.
He's going to be one of the best.
Out, but you're not, especially with the new ball physics, which y'all have been seeing so much of, with those tailing
Right.
and stuff, you're really going to need some good fielders out there.
He may be one of the best, top 5 fielders in that position by the end of the year. It'll be really interesting to see who else is going to compete with that kind of stuff. So throughout the day, throughout the mega stream, we're going to have another 2 legends, another 2 flashbacks, and I'm guaranteeing all diamonds.
Oh!
All diamonds.
It's lit. Let's go. Let's go.
So what else is going on today?
What else is going today? It is almost 12 o'clock. Dang, we finished this stream almost to a T. Shafe, do you have those PlayStation Store slides? So preloading, yes, we do support preloading if you pre-ordered or purchased the game from the PlayStation Store. That's what it looks like. If you buy it, it will preload. And can we go to the next slide? Next slide, Digital Deluxe Edition, which is exclusive to the PlayStation Store. Can't run out of those.
No.
It's a very popular SKU. If you're a Diamond Dynasty head,
this is it.
that's the SKU you want to get. If you don't want the Hall of Fame edition, that Diamond Dynasty, the Digital Deluxe Edition is the SKU that
Great
you want
value in there
to have. And then let's go to the last slide from the PlayStation Store. This is live.playstation.com. So as you can see, preloading and when the game will be available. So if you pre-order or purchase the game from the PlayStation Store, you will be able to play it March 27th, 2017, 9 p.m.
Wow, they're trying to encourage digital buys.
So there you have it. We support preloading. The game.
Play it early.
We'll probably start preloading Saturday, I believe, and then it'll be done in time for you to play it at 9 p.m. Pacific, 3:27.
Midnight Eastern, 9
Eastern,
p.m. Pacific.
9 p.m. Pacific. So that is it, right? Right? Is that it? Is that it? So let's go back.
But the mega stream is not over.
Mega stream is not over. So we're going to take a break, probably about, was it a 30-minute break? No, it's longer than 30 minutes. We need to eat lunch.
Do you want to say the quarterfinals of the tournament or no?
Yeah, it's going to take us a few minutes. So what we're going to do, we're going to break, we're going to end the stream right here so we can archive, and then we're going to come back, and while we're eating lunch, we're going to play the quarterfinals of the development tournament. Do we have that slide? Developer tournament. No, we don't have the slide. So Compton didn't give it to him. This is great. This is how we roll on the last year. So anyway, we'll be back in probably about 5 or 10 minutes to set it up, and then we'll play one of the developer tourney games. Peace out. We'll be back.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop it right here. We're going to continue with the next one, but I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the information. I hope you enjoyed this live stream on Twitch for MLB The Show 17 coming out March 28th. Again, guys, thanks for clicking on the video, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.